All right, senior wide receiver Elliot Herdina followed the Bethel today by a couple of scores. Elliot, what's the game plan coming in and facing a team like Bethel?
Right, watching Bethel on film, you can see right away they're a heck of a ball squad, ranked nationally, you can tell that for sure. But our main focus was to match them physically, and I think we did that for 3 quarters. The first half of the first quarter and last half of the fourth quarter is where we fell. But our game plan was to come in, sniff dirt all game long, and try and hit them in the mouth as much as they hit us.
Yeah, and if I would have told you before the game that you would be trailing by 3, 20-17, would you have taken that at halftime?
Right, that's for us. That's a win. Our game plan in your mindset going into a game like this is to keep it close. You're not gonna probably blow a team out like this because they're well coached. But if we can keep it close and get one in the last couple minutes of the game, so 17-20 was awesome going into halftime.
Scored on points off turnovers today. Consistency has been up and down so far on defense. At times the passing game looked great. At times the running back game looked great. How do you go about improving your consistency as this season wears down?
Definitely, I know. I think we got to look into the last half of this season. We got to start putting full games together, and it starts in practice. Defense. We can't have a couple plays where we lose a play in practice. Every play we have to win. And I think that's going to transfer over to the ball game, so we can make every play in the ball game.
Well, hanging with one of the top teams in the country today, what do you want to take from this loss going into this St. John's next weekend?
If we can look at those 3 quarters that we played, really a great football game. Basically, we're going to go into St. John's, and I think we'll be just fine. But we got to build off what worked and build off what didn't. Learn from our mistakes and go into Johnny's. Hopefully, we can get a win next week.
All right, thanks a lot.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right, I'm just senior cornerback Dan Opitz. Dan, playing number 16 Bethel at home, one of the best running teams in the nation. What's your game plan coming into a game like this?
Everyone just has to be fundamentally sound. Everyone has to do their job, not get sucked in, not do anything they're not supposed to, or try and make a huge play. As long as you stay with your job, then you can defeat it.
And obviously, they had success, big plays right off the start. Were you playing responsibility football at that point? Were you doing your job, or was it just a simple missed tackle here and there that led to that?
I think it was a little bit of both. So there was maybe one guy who didn't do their job and then a missed tackle, and that's what leads to those big plays.
But bouncing back, you guys, you scored points off turnovers. Special teams came out big today. At that point, what's your thought process coming out of the locker rooms at the second half down 3?
We were fired up. We knew we could play with them, and we just wanted to get on the field and start going right away. Not lose that momentum. So we were excited to get back on the field and play with them.
They're a good team. Their offense made big plays down the stretch. What are you going to take from this game, from a defensive standpoint, knowing that you were right there with it with one of the best offenses in the country?
Absolutely. I think what we'll take and what the coaches will say is that we can play with anyone, which we absolutely believe. But it requires everyone doing their job on every single play. If one person messes up, that's going to be exploited.
And thoughts on St. John's next week, back on Hollingsworth?
We're excited. If we can play with these guys, we know we can play with St. John's. So they're a great team, but we can play with them, and we're excited to have them here.
Kind of a stepping stone, I would imagine, from a rough start to the season today, Absolutely. Even in a loss, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thanks, Dan. Nice game tonight, man.
Thank you.